Hi guys. So I'd like to take you back to when I was just 7 years old, or yeah, 6 or 7 years old in 1995. And let me set the scene. So I obviously, like any kid, I watched Disney films, but I hadn't seen really anything really live actiony that much at all. The most intense action scene I'd probably seen up till that point was Wallace and Gromit's The Wrong Trousers. That was an intense scene though. So one day I was at home and my mum said, right, we're going to the cinema. She didn't say that in an aggressive style like I just said then, but she said, we're going to the cinema. But it wasn't to see a film per se. She actually had a friend who worked in a local speaker company, speaker and amplifiers, and they'd installed the speakers in the local cinema. And they were going to test them, playing a few sort of scenes from recent films, just to sort of, have a little watch. So we were invited along to that. So my mum said, yeah, we might as well go, why not? And along we went. And there were a few scenes. I remember being quite bored. I remember just being like, oh, yeah, great. And then they played this scene from a James Bond film. And I'd heard of James Bond. I didn't really know much about them per se. I didn't really know much about any films. But they played the tank chase scene from Goldeneye. And as I say, I'd seen nothing really until this point, action scene wise, and I was absolutely blown away because it was the most insane and intense thing I'd ever seen in my entire life. Probably why I have all of these on the wall now. Probably why I've got all this crap everywhere. I'd be so much richer without going along to this bloody test screening. So that began several obsessions or fascinations. Number one was films in general. I was like, I need to see some more of this shit. This is cool. Second was tanks. Like I say, I was only 7 at the time. I used to love drawing, and I liked animals. Well, I still like animals. So all at the time, all my drawings were like animals on hills with smiley faces. And then interspersed with them after that was just animals, smiley faces, and tanks. Just in the same picture, not separate pictures. Just chuck them all in there together, which is a sweet little thing. So there was Goldeneye itself, both the game and the film. I didn't actually see the film until a few years later, but it's one of my it's my favorite now. It's one of my favorite films, full stop. Not just James Bond films. It's brilliantly directed. It just gets all the characters spot on. The action is incredible, and obviously has a nostalgic value to it. Coupled with the game, like I say, I was a big fan of that. Like any self-respecting 90s child. I didn't even own an N64, but I used to go around my mates and play it non-stop around there. Obviously a ridiculously cool game, we all know that. But that tank chase itself was just burned into my memory. I only saw it that one time, like I say, for many years after that I didn't see it again, but it was so vividly burnt in there. It made such an impact on me. And particularly this particular bit, where the tank crushes some cars. That blew my little mind away. Like, as far as I knew, cars were like big solid things, indestructible as far as I knew at that age. And this thing just plows over them, absolutely destroys them, and that just set something off in my mind. So the idea of running over a car in a tank obviously had massive appeal to me, but I realistically knew that was probably never going to happen. I don't know of anywhere that would do that, or any situation where I'd be, any situation where that could happen to me. But then recently, I say in March, I got engaged. And me and my mate were planning stag do's, and we were thinking, what should we do? I didn't really have a plan or anything, so he said, we'll just make a list of stuff that would be cool to do. So I just wrote down, we went mad with it. I was like, well, Back to the Future DeLorean, anything to do with that. Fire, driving a car and shooting a gun out the window at the same time, just utter shite, flying a fighter jet. You can do that for like a few grand. It's amazing. Anyway, and yeah, one of those on the list was driving over a car in a tank. And we looked it up, and genuinely, an hour and a half drive from where I live, there is a place that does it. So not only did we all get to drive tanks around all day, a load of different tanks really as well, a really cool day, but it led on to this. So today is my stag do, and I'm going to drive, not that, I'm going to drive that over to that. Yes, that's right, I was going to get to drive a Chieftain main battle tank straight over a little shitty Ford KA.
Now completely just click it down into neutral as well, just for the moment.
The feeling was bizarre. It was you couldn't actually obviously see that much from inside the tank, but you just got the sense of you got the noise, which was a brilliant noise, and this sensation of there was a car there. I am now parked where the car physically should be, but there isn't enough space. And then when you reverse, you saw the destruction and the way the tank tracks sort of were trying to pick at the roof and the bonnet as it came off and making the car spaz around like some wounded creature. The whole experience, that sounds sick, but the whole experience was absolutely awesome. And all my stags clubbed together to buy me the opportunity to do that, so that was awesome. And now I have this little Ford KA badge, the remains of the poor little car. So yeah, that I don't know. It was a beautiful moment of a lifelong sort of stupid dream, just like a really moronic life goal that had led up from that, spawned at that moment, like I say, what was that, 20 odd years ago, and finally came to fruition then. So yes, if any of my stags watch this, I'd like to say thank you very much. It was fucking cool. Thanks a lot for watching and sharing in my memories, and enjoying some footage hopefully of a tank going over a car. See you later.